Well, what's up everybody, it's Tactic Game here today, and today's video is going to be some Battlefield 6, and today's discussion we're going to be talking about some of the concerns that I have with the game before it releases. Now don't get me wrong, I am hyped for the game as well. I've been playing Battlefield since like Battlefield 3, so I'm really hyped for this game, and I will be live streaming it when it releases, but I still have some concerns and I want to talk about them in this video. Now the first thing I want to talk about is the tourism of the game, where we have a lot of players from different FPSs coming to Battlefield because, you know, Battlefield 6 is the new hot thing on the market. But like in my last video, like I said, I don't mind other people from other FPSs coming over the game and actually enjoying Battlefield for Battlefield. The problem is just some people aren't there for that reason. So for instance, you got some people who have never played Battlefield their entire life or mention it on their channels. Magically, they're all Battlefield fans and ready to go. And I only think the only reason for this is because Battlefield 6 is like a big popular game and they're ready to milk that cow and cash in basically. And you have also your COD haters who hate Call of Duty, you know, even though they still purchase the game every year and say they hate it so much. But, you know, like for instance, they've been preaching about the numbers matter and all this stuff here. And I'm just like, brother, if what would make me believe that Battlefield 6 is actually, you know, pushing Call of Duty to the brink of death is that Call of Duty would have to cancel the BO7 right now and stop annual releases for the game and stop making Call of Duties altogether. That is the only way that would be possible for me to believe that Battlefield 6 is doing that much damage. I will admit that they have made Call of Duty change some things, but they're not stopping Call of Duty to keep going with that train. And you know what's funny? If you know, you know. What happened in 2016, everybody thought Call of Duty was gonna die. You know, you had Battlefield 1 at the time, which was dominating everywhere, just like how BF6 is. And I shit you not, that game somehow outsold Battlefield 1 and also killed Titanfall 2 in the process. I do find it fucking mind-boggling how it succeeded after all that shit happened in 2016. But I mean, if you're one of these people who believe these other people telling you that, hey, that it's gonna kill Call of Duty, I'm gonna let you know now they're gaslighting you to the max. But I mean, I'm gonna let you figure that out and find out what happens. Now that I'm done with that conversation, let's talk about the second thing, and that is the Battlefield 6 campaign. I can't tell you how fucking disappointed I am with that campaign that they showcased for us to see. And to be honest with you, my favorite campaigns, and I think these are the best campaigns, is Bad Company 1 and 2 and Battlefield 3's campaigns. But BF3's campaign I think is the best out of all of them. But the mere fact that this gameplay was just felt so fucking lackluster, I shit you not, I felt like they truly were trying to copy Call of Duty 2019. And I shit you not, I have two pictures up here that look almost identical from 2019 and Battlefield 6. It is no coincidence that they were literally trying to copy and paste some of this shit from Call of Duty. Now I do understand that the developers will have a day one patch for all the stuff like the animations and stuff, but I feel like the story isn't going to be really entertaining because you got like gameplay HUDs on like characters, vehicles and stuff. It felt like a multiplayer experience more than an actual campaign, and I definitely do not like this. I do agree with some of the people who actually brought the concern that, you know, this campaign is really disappointing, but there's some people that are like, yeah, this does what it does, it's supposed to, that's how Battlefield is. I disagree with that. I feel like BF3 was the right direction to go down to making a good campaign, but unfortunately some people are just like, yeah, this is pretty good, and I'm like, no, it's not. But I still think they can improve on the campaign itself by doing DLC for it. And I wish that EA and DICE don't just throw away motive that actually worked on the campaign, just throw them away and not have them do anything for the rest of the life cycle of Battlefield 6. I think they should be doing DLC for the story. I think that would help the game out as well and actually bring more content. I don't mind if they make us pay like maybe $10 per DLC for the campaign. I wouldn't mind it. But yeah, this is one of my main issues with the game already before it comes out, and I think they can still improve. Like I said before, you know, I'll be definitely down for that, for them to improve and continue to do more with the campaign. But now for my last and third issue with the game is that I feel like they are playing it too safe with the nostalgia, and I get it's to, you know, back to the norm, like going back in modern military times, you know, classic classes and stuff like that. I understand about Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 2042 being not the biggest, or if not, they were failures at the time when they released. I understand all that, but at the same time, I think it's just coming from like me playing Battlefield 1 compared to the other Battlefields. Like Battlefield 1 to me, I think spoiled me on how big Battlefield can go and how peak it can be at that time. And I feel like if they continue down this road of playing it safe, I think people will start to notice like, hey, you're just doing kind of the rehashing of shit that we've already experienced. I think you need to, you know, at least go a little bit bigger than what you're doing right now. I've seen the season 1 roadmap that they already have. I think it's nice, but I think they shouldn't stop there. I think they should, you know, put in more work. I think they need to go bigger or go home. Now, don't get me wrong. I do think they need to return to the form of Battlefield and feel like Battlefield. But that's the thing. Like, I've already experienced like Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3. The problem is that, you know, I don't want it to stay in that like consistency, staying the same, if you understand what I mean. And also my biggest question is that what is the next game going to be like? I understand that Battlefield 6 is about to come out and we don't know the future for Battlefield 6 throughout. I'm just saying, if it is successful throughout the next 4 or 5 years, the question is like, what is the next game going to be like? Is it going to be another modern military game, or is it going to be something different or new that's a different experience? And I don't want it to be trapped into only making a certain type of game in only one type of era. I just don't think Battlefield works like that. And I mean, if you look at Battlefield's past, it's never actually stuck to one type of era. So I just don't want the game to be stuck in one place just because they want to please only a certain amount of people. It does need to push on and do different stuff with this franchise, you know, expand on the class system, you know, expand on vehicles and how they work, or just on a lot of things that they could do could be possibilities. Now, to go to the conclusion of this, I am excited for Battlefield 6. I can't wait for it to come out and try it out and have a blast of my time. I do think it's going to be a pretty good year for Battlefield for the next couple years as well. I do truly believe that's going to happen. But like I said before, these are just some of my issues that I have with the game before it releases. And I'll probably give an actual review for the very first time on a Battlefield game on the channel if you want to see that. And I also will be live streaming as well on the 10th as well. Just like with all my videos, if you want to see more content on Battlefield, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe button and notification bell when you see my videos and live streams. And it's TacticGame here, and I'm out. Peace.